Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to manually calculate the standard deviation of a set of data. Now, the standard deviation is the average difference between each of the values and the mean of the set. So, the first thing we're going to do is to work out the mean. So what we're going to do is add all these values together. 25 plus 26 plus 27 plus 28 plus 29 plus 33. That would give us a total of, there are 425s here, and so that would be 103, 132, and 165. So the mean of this data, the total of this data is 165. If we divide 65 by the total number we have here, total number of data items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the mean would be equal to 165 divided by 6. That would be equal to 165 divided by 6. That would give us 27.5. So we know the mean is 27.5. All right, so now we're going to subtract now to find the average difference. We're going to take each of these values. We're going to subtract 27.5 from there. So we'll take 25 minus 27.5. That would give us minus 2.5. So we'll continue to work through the rest of the values. 26 minus 27.5. That will give us minus 1.5. 27 minus 27.5. That will give us minus 0.5. And we then have 28 minus 27.5. That gives us 0.5. 29 minus 27.5. That gives us 1.5. And finally, 33 minus 27.5. That will give us 5.5. Now you notice that we have the negative numbers here, and we have positive numbers here. If we simply added this difference, the negative numbers might cancel off some of the positive numbers. And what will happen is that then we don't get an accurate measure of how far these values are on average away from the mean. So in order to avoid having negative numbers, we square the negative numbers. When you square a number, when you square a negative number, the negative number becomes positive. So let's work it out. We have 2.5. Let's square this. 2.5. If we square this, we get 6.25. All right. 1.5. If we square that, we would get 2.25. If we square 0.5, we will get 0.25. Now, here we square positive numbers, we're going to get positive numbers. 0.25. Again, we have over here, we will have 2.25, and finally we're going to square 5.5. All right, so 5.5. Let's square that. That will give us 30.25. And that is a very large square. All right. Now, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add all these, the squares of the differences. And this is what it means. We are adding up, we are totaling up all the squares of the differences between the individual values and the mean. So we'll add these up. Let's take 6.25 plus 0.5. That's when I add the 2.5s together. We're going to add 4.5. That's for adding the 2.25s together. And we're going to finally add 30.5. That's equal to 41.75. 41.75. Okay. Right. Now, we next need to find the average of the squares of the difference. So we take 41.75, we divide by the total number of values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to take 41.75 divided by 6. Now that gives us we're going to divide that by 6. Divide by 6 equals to 6.958. 6.958. I'm going to round it up to 6.96. And then we're going to square root this. So I'm going to square root 6.96. 6.96. That gives us 2.64. So what it means is this, on average, each of these values is 2.64 away from the mean. So this gives you a rough idea just how widely spread the data is. Now, the shortcut, how would you do this? All right, let's go on to, you can use the statistics function of the calculator, and it will make this work, the job of this really quick. It will make, well, use the calculator, and you will do this calculation really quickly. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to, let's clear this. We're going to use the statistics function of the calculator. And if you're using a sharp calculator, you click on mode, press 1 for stats, and then press 0. Now this sets you up to take in these values over here. Now there are only 6 values to enter. So our first value is 25. And we are going to put that in memory. So this So the calculator stores this as the first number in the data set. Next, we put in 26. Click the M plus button and it becomes stored as the second piece of data in the data set. And then it's 27. And then it's 28. And then it's 29. And finally, 33. So now we have entered 6 pieces of data. All right, so all you have to do to calculate the mean is to click on the alpha button and then click on the button that is next to this symbol over here. You can see that one is the mean. That is the mean with a slash over the x. There you go. Press the equal sign. That gives us 28. Which is really interesting. I could have made a mistake with this one. All right. And then let's find out the standard deviation. And that would be pressing the alpha button and clicking on the standard deviation button, which has a symbol that looks like this. So the standard deviation has a symbol that looks like this. All right. Okay. So there we go. 2.58. So I could have made a mistake with the mean, and that has meant a difference between the calculated value for the standard difference and the one that I manually calculated. Let's take a look and see if I've made some mistakes here. All right, so let's check to see whether we have entered the data correctly. So this is what we're going to do. We'll just click on clear. All right. Now the data is still stored on the calculator. When we click on this button, you can see that I'm going back through the data that I have put in. So there's one piece of data with a value of 33. There is one piece of data with a value of 29. There is one piece of data with a value of 28. There is one piece of data with a value of 27. And there's one piece of data with a value of 26. And there's one piece of data with a value of 25. That means I did not enter any of these values incorrectly. So it has to do with my calculation. So let's just go back to the usual mode of calculation. So I'm going to click on mode. I'm going to go press 0. I'm back to the usual non-statistics mode. I'm going to add my values up to see whether I performed the calculation correctly. 25 plus 26 plus 27 plus 28 plus 29 plus 33 equals to 168. Ha! I left out 3. Oh my goodness. Okay. Me being a math teacher, I stuffed this up. So, not a problem. Okay, so when I divide by 3, I would have gotten 56. Not divided. I apologize. Let me just go back a little. divide by 6. Apologize for that. Thank you. Sorry. Divide. Yes. So it's 168 divided by 6. All right. So 28. So I have made a mistake. I made a monumental mistake when I added the values. So you can see how convenient using a calculator is. You can actually backtrack to see whether you have entered the data correctly. And so you notice that I have the correct answers have been supplied by the calculator. The mean is 28 and the standard deviation is 2.58. And certainly the calculator got this way faster than I could possibly perform the calculation.